What are you doing, Ben?
Deburring the block so we can put it together.
Okay, we'll explain what deburring is and why you're doing it.
The castings on the blocks have some sharp edges on them, and if you leave them, they can get in the oil, and that's not good for bearings and things that are metal on metal. So
Right, yeah.
take either sander or carbide bit and take those little edges off, and hopefully the motor will live a little longer, more passes.
Okay. You can't be too clean, can you?
No.
And then after we get all of that deburred, we'll do another cleaning and begin to put cam bearings and core plugs, things like that in it, get it on the engine stand. Okay, carry on. Ready? Okay, Ben has finished cleaning our block. He spent many hours deburring and getting things prepped. So we are now in the process of installing cam bearings. Which is not super hard to do, but it is a little bit tedious. We've already put the first two in, so we're just going to show you what's involved in doing one of them. Now I've marked where my oil holes are. I've got some little tick marks down in the block. Okay. And we take it out and check it. Make sure our oil holes line up. Looks good, but it could stand to go in one more hit. Okay. I'd rather come up short and have to hit it again than have to back them back out. Okay, you get a shot down here, you can see we've got those three in. Two more to go. Okay, this is a welcome sight right here. Our crankshaft for the new bullet for the odd rod arrived today. I think we ordered this in September, and today is February 8th. And we have really been sweating whether this would arrive, but it is a beautiful piece. So we've got that here ready, and tonight I am working on doing a little bit of work to the pistons. I don't know how easy this is going to show up in video. If you'll look right through here and then through here, you can see this piston's been sanded on a little bit around that intake valve pocket. And I'll show you one that I haven't done. You can see how much sharper the edges are right around that pocket. And what we're trying to do, there's a theory that with a sharp edge like that on a piston like this that really fits well up in the chamber, you can actually end up with secondary combustion chambers, like all this area over in here can be sealed off with these high spots, sharp edges, and you can have some detonation in areas that are not the actual combustion chamber, kind of like a sub combustion chamber, and And again, I'm going on what I've been told and advised to do. It makes sense, and it's not going to hurt anything. But what we're doing is we're just taking a cartridge roll and taking some of those edges off and just blending that hump. And I'll show you the profile of the other one. You can kind of see. Like I said, devil's in the details. Might make a difference, might not, but it's not going to hurt anything to do that. And we can't leave anything on the table. And at the compression ratios these engines run, it could very easily be a thing. So anyway, that's just part of the tedious. I've got 5 done out of the 9. We actually have spares of most everything: spare rod, spare piston, rings, bearing, in case we have a minor issue. So anyway, that's where we're at, and I'm going to continue on. It's just little details like this each evening, and we'll try to film as we go along the whole process of getting this new engine assembled. Okay, we begin this video doing some preliminary engine assembly for the new engine for the odd rod for the 2022 season, attempting to get ready for the first race in Reynolds, Georgia. And we just kept running in. We spent all winter really sitting around waiting on parts and calling and begging and pleading and trying to get parts, and everybody's had to deal with that. But anyway, we finally decided that after the last couple of hold-ups, we just don't have all the pieces we need to get an engine built in time for the Georgia race, and we decided we had to go ahead and call it and prepare what we had. So we have switched gears a little bit and started getting the truck prepped as it is for the first race. We're 2 weeks away today as I'm shooting this video, and we did try to go ahead and do some changes and do some upgrades on some things we've been talking about that will coincide with the new engine and hopefully help things out. So I'll give you an update on where we're at. We have relocated our fuel system from the back. We had a small fuel cell underneath the back of the bed, and we've moved everything forward. Not only does it look a little more period correct, but it transfers a good bit of weight from the very, very back to the very, very front. And that changes the weight bias of the truck quite a bit. And we could stand a little bit of weight in the front. This thing's always been pretty good about hiking the front wheels, and never had any trouble making it hook. So we're going to make some small weight changes. So not only did it's more involved than just moving the fuel cell forward. We had to move the fuel pump relay, the fuel pump, both fuel filters, reroute all the lines, and it actually takes a little bit of weight out because you don't have near as much fuel sitting in the fuel lines going from a tank at the back to feed carburetors and everything up front. So it's kind of, we think it's going to be an improvement in a lot of ways, and just keeps the fuel system cleaner and simpler. We were able to get all of we have no angled or 90-degree fittings in the system except for one. So we were able to get rid of a few hard bends and some fuel lines, and all of that helps. So anyway, we did that. We also moved our steering box out away from the frame a little bit and extended the drag link. That is actually giving us some more header clearance, which will help when we start doing headers for the new engine. It will also help these headers to hopefully fit the new engine, because the location of the headers is going to be just a little bit different. So that's something that we needed to do. Wasn't that big a deal. And we finished up the inside. We got the tunnel done and carpet back in. I got just a few little places to touch up, and it's extremely dirty. I mean, the whole vehicle's just horrible from being in the shop, but we'll get it cleaned up. Still need to mount our line lock button, but You can't really see. I mean, the tunnel just kind of disappears into the floor, but it unscrews with just a handful of fasteners, and we can very quickly pop that seat out, a few screws out of the tunnel, take the shift arm off, and it opens up the whole middle of the truck. And Ben literally took the transmission out from the top by himself the other day, so we want to be prepared if there's any kind of carnage at the track and be able to quickly change out a transmission. We also went from a single 16-volt battery, which was here, to double 16s, moved those a little bit forward of the axle, and we're going to see how that works out. We should have plenty of capacity to run our fans or anything we need without worrying about charging. I mean, we'll still charge between rounds, of course, but it's not going to be as critical with that much reserve. And again, that's scooting a little bit of weight forward from even just from here to here. And we're going to see how things work out. And we also added a quick connect for the battery charger that we can use if we want to. We left the other charge terminals there. They're still active, but the way the bumper's located, they're a little bit cumbersome to get to. So we're going to have an option on that. Anyway, we've got a freshened up transmission installed. We put in a new drive shaft. We have another identical drive shaft, which is the white box right there that will go in the hauler. It's complete with yoke. So our goal this year, if we're going to run for points, is to be prepared for some carnage. So we're going to try to carry a spare transmission, spare drive shaft, spare center section, and the normal spare small parts. You never know. It depends on when you have some breakage. You have time to make a change, and you can save yourself a round or two. So anyway, that's where we're at. And like I say, we're 2 weeks away from Reynolds, Georgia, and we'll see everybody there, hopefully. And then our plan is to hopefully have fresh engine ready for Shadyside. We'll see. Again, there's nothing you can do but wait on parts. Call and beg and plead. And everybody's dealing with it. So that's where we're at. And we'll continue to update as we do get back to engine assembly as the parts begin to trickle in. So we'll see everybody at Reynolds, Georgia, Silver Dollar Dragway, March the 12th for the season opener for 2022 Southeast Gassers Association.